Hello, Maurieo! Engineering Survey Vlog, Session 3, 11th of August 2017. Hello, welcome. Well, in this vlog I'm going to take you through Session 3, which was a bit of a GPS session looking at external control and what have you. So the first thing we did was I downloaded some information from Land Information New Zealand. Firstly, I went and had a look at the geodetic database and had a bit of a search around to see what marks I could find there of the reasonably high order. But there was a few gaps, so I had to go to Land Online. And whilst in Land Online, I downloaded the XML files. And I've put the couple of XML files here in Session 3. Just getting there, the couple of XML files there in Session 3. Now those files then can be loaded into a 12D. And so I did that. Now the version that I've got of 12D is slightly different as an earlier version of the than the one that's available at Wintech. So it's slightly different, but not too much different. So here it is here, and I'm going to I've created a project here called Field Prep 1 Session 3. So I'm just going to, proceed with that one there. So it's obviously coming up. Oh, here it comes. Here it is here. So let's it seems to be open. Let's just open a new plan view and fill the screen with that, hopefully. And that's all, working out pretty good. All right, so what we're going to do is import these files. Now, there's a bit of a bug in this version, but the latest versions are slightly easier. So there's two options. One is you can go to Survey Traverse Spreadsheet, Land XML Read. You can go to there and put the file in there. Possibly use a map file, but I haven't explored that too much further at this point. But the one that works here is a little bit different, and we can go to here and data input, and then we go to Land XML, and we go to the file name, which I browse here on my, and it's in my, I know where it is, where I've got it. You could download it from the Moodle site there and do that. So I've got it here in Lynn's data, Land Online. So I'll just put this one here and extract there and like that. Now what I'm required to do is put this transition mapping in here for this one, and then just go read, and yep, there it is, finish. And that's all of the, a version of the Land XML data. You can see here's the roundabout here, and if we come down here, Gilchrist Street in here. Now we actually we found a mark in here, I think, an iron bar here, and we found an iron tube up in here. Oh no, it was an iron bar and a little paddock up in there. There's more detail in this. We also found this iron tube over here, and not shown here, but we went way over to the other side of the bridge and by the stormwater there, and found a geodetic mark from the geodetic database. So quite an important mark. We went all the way over there. Now in previous years I've come down here looking for marks, unable to find them. And one of the other marks I found was this mark here, I believe, an iron bolt just in behind the stockpile. So we've had a pretty good go at finding some existing network marks, which we can then use to control our survey with the our marks in the actual Zealandia Park itself. So we set the base station up at some of our own marks here, and I think an iron bar KC or one of those ones there. We set the base station up on the known mark, and then we measured to each of these other marks, and that gave us a using observed control points, and that gave us some data on those marks. So I am able to load into here, into 12D. I'm also able to load in some of my previous work from previous files. I was able to do that in class, but I think might be insufficient time just at the moment to do that. So just this is the land, as I say, the Land Online data, and this is from Land Information New Zealand. So I just did a strings inquire, and that'll give us the as you can see, the coordinates of that mark and any heights if they're available. No heights for those ones probably. So let's get out of there, and here we are in the Moodle site. And so what I've done in here is this video will be placed in here, the vlog in there, and here's the Land Online. I did 2 files there. I can always do more. Perhaps didn't quite go far enough in some respects, in that I didn't cover the mark over by the stormwater pond. And then this is our actual GNS data that we got here. We can have a look at that. So this is a CSV file of all the marks. So it will have all the existing marks that I put in, plus the observations to the new marks. And so that's always quite helpful to get some downloadable coordinates. However, probably the most useful information is the data sheet or field notes that comes out of the data recorder. And you can see here, this is some work that we did the other day on earlier, when we just went round and measured with the random setup with where I left the tribrac behind, and we had to put the tape up on the thing. So that's that work. And then here's the work from session 3, and you can see here the observed control points that we did here, 61, 64 epochs to the marks, and then some of these are just single ones. So the guys that were there would be able to explain that. So everything's sort of explained. Here's the stakeout. You recall that we did get a bit of a difference of 200 mils with a couple of those marks. So that's going to be quite interesting as we try and piece all that together to finalize our control. So yeah, so that's all our data. I think we can just close that down like that. And yeah, so yeah, so I think that's that little exercise, basically going out and about and finding the existing control marks and then bringing the control in to our job. The concept of working from the whole to the part, which we learned about in Land Surveying 1. So the whole being the Land Online network or geodetic database, and then we're bringing it into our little bits, and then we add to that as well. So that's the sort of control built in, and there is some control data from previous years which we'll make available and try and factor it all in, because things shouldn't have changed unless there's been some extreme seismic activity. So we should be all good. So the plan is now session 3 and session 4. We're going to establish some new marks by the old pegs that I put in the corners. The pegs lasted a while, but they were untreated and just nails. So we're going to put some substantial concrete marks in those areas, which will give us more options for Land Survey 1 traversing and initial stations and such like. So I think that's a pretty fair resume of what happened in session 3 in the field work, and I don't think I've left too much out. So yes, let's leave it at that. Cheers. See you.